Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sneha Patni, and for my coursework of wireless communication, my project is Bluetooth based mobile system architecture for efficient communication of a distressed event signal. Now, you'd ask what a distressed event signal is. So, imagine a situation when safety was just one tap away, without the need of any external device or any other form of transceiver that you need to carry with you all the time. If there was a way to be safe with a device which you can carry almost all the time, it would have served as a boon to the society, especially in the crime prone areas. These affliction causes event are crime scenes that humans commonly encounter. During this event, the user triggers a Bluetooth node with the help of a touch that is present as an application on your phone. This node in turn actuates a Bluetooth mobile device that sends a short message service to other mobile devices registered with the Bluetooth mobile device or any other device in the vicinity of it. These are the mobile devices can be owned by the rescue teams or can help during or any other person which is on in the vicinity of the person who is under distress, and he can receive that message. Now, see, the model that I have proposed is, let's say the sender or host is undergoing a distress situation. What he tries to do is, he tries to send a broadcast level message by using the Bluetooth connectivity, and sends the broadcast a message to senders in its nearby vicinity, and also these uh, people like policemen or like security, whichever is nearby, so that they get a message saying that the person needs help. Okay, so for this project I have chosen Android operating system. And why have I chosen it is because of the immense popularity that it has gained. From the graph, you can see the green line. It shows that mostly for all the working applications for Android, uh, the most grossed over applications that have been sold out or have been used or downloaded is for Android. It has become most widely used and popular, and because there are uh, giants like Google itself, it's promoting its OS by releasing its flagship phones, which has resulted in immense universal popularity. So, the advantage of using this platform is that it is open source and this can be modified freely. Thereby, it is not only more customizable but ended up having its functionality extensible. Recently, the application downloaded on this platform has grossed more than 30 billion. So, let's talk about Android on its layered architecture, how it is. This is how it is. The first layer is the application, then comes application framework, then the libraries, Android runtime, and the Linux kernel, which forms the basis of the whole Android system. And the framework has these layers which will be explained. The stack protocol for Bluetooth primarily consists of two independent stacks, namely the host and the controller, the former operating on a higher level and implemented on the OS with respect to the protocol, and latter is a device which is a hardware device. Now, the HCI pipe you can see in this figure, this one, this one, it connects these two protocols as a means of communication, and the other protocols that are universally supported is LMP, LC, radio RF protocol, and L2 SCAP. Of greater interest for our implementation is Android OS, and the most popular layers that we'll be working on will be the four lowest layers. And now we'll talk about the layers in deep. The following the roles and specific uh, is explained. Understanding the L2 CAP protocol layer is crucial for implementing an HID and respectively realizing the device application. but we just need to understand it on the abstraction level, and it uses the Bluetooth as a whole uses radio frequency layer, and it is always the lower layer in the implementation of it. It builds up the physical channel and is responsible for transmitting and receiving packets of data. So, for like on the whole, if we see the host and the client, the client they need a Bluetooth serial port profile that is also referred to as RF-COM. It is a Bluetooth transport protocol, and it works on the radio frequency layer, and it is a communication ports and provides serial data transfer via sockets. And this is a profile that supports the communication between the two. Now for Bluetooth on Android, it has the APIs for this has been available since 2.0 SDK, and that have Android applications that have Bluetooth hardware can scan for and discover Bluetooth devices, establish RF-COM connections and transfer data, and maintain point-to-point and multi-point connections with other Bluetooth devices. And specifically for this application, we need an Android.Bluetooth package, and the Bluetooth APIs are part of this package. The Android only permits in encrypted connections, and two communication devices must be bonded before it sends out the other signals. That bonding is a must. Once bonded, then you can connect without further security prompts. So this is the detailing of the API classes for Bluetooth in Android. First is the adapter class, which represents the Bluetooth radio hardware on your device. Then is Bluetooth device, which represents the remote Bluetooth device. Then comes the server socket, which is used to open a socket to listen for incoming connections and provides the Bluetooth socket object when a connection is made. Now, Bluetooth socket is used by the client to establish a connection to a remote device. After the device is connected, this object is used by both sides to handle the connection and retrieve the input and the output streams. Now, especially to enable the permissions, there is in XML this object, which this file must also add these permissions, and we modify these permissions just so that the connections are open, or else by default they are closed. Communication setup: turn on Bluetooth for the device, find paired or available devices within range, connect to the device, transfer data between devices. In our case, it is not actually a transfer but sending of a broadcast message just in case of a distress signal situation. Like you can see, the Bluetooth should be on, and the Bluetooth settings should allow pairing with the other device. This is the primary requirement for to operate in under this mode. And this asks before you request for permission. This is the pop-up that we get, and this is the generic pop-up that I generated using the Android SDK toolkit. Now, it also has to request discovery just so that it can transfer. As discussed earlier, Android devices default to discoverability disabled. As I mentioned earlier, to turn on discovery, you need to get permission from the user. So this particular field should be made on. It's discovering Bluetooth devices. After it is activated, we need to find available devices, and it uses this method, that is start discovery method in the code, and requires registering a broadcast receiver to listen to action found events. This is another method that is invokes. Tells the application when a new remote Bluetooth device is discovered. Now, pairing with bonded device, that is the next level, and bonded devices are those that are already paired with the current device in the past. One connects as a server and the other as a client using the Bluetooth socket and Bluetooth server socket classes. But for this project, it will be by default enabled to connect with any any available nearby Bluetooth device. Now, after this whole process of Bluetooth connection is taken care of, it goes to the next level, wherein we are actually designing an application that shows how that compiles the message broadcasting application with the Bluetooth connectivity application. And let's see how it is. Since this is the Android application development toolkit, which runs on Eclipse, and this is where the code goes. And since the code is too large for currently, and to display the output, I have taken the snapshots of the application. And as you can see, yeah, this is the requesting permission snapshot for the connection. This is how it is gets connected. This is how we establish the connection. This is the again permission to connect, finding the nearby. This is searching for nearby devices. RFCON, as I mentioned earlier, is the protocol that is working out here. And this is whether this gives us the, you know, we can choose any of these modes to operate for Bluetooth. It can be as client, a server, search device. This is just for the application, but when the application is developed fully for the user experience, this won't be shown, and it will act as a client. Then afterwards, once the Bluetooth discoverability is discovered and the connections are being made, we are integrating the application for messaging, and we'll send a test message which will be received by everyone. And this is the test message pop-up, which will be displayed on the receiving phone, and this was done on Android phones. So this is the output. So as you can see, a very effective architecture is described in this project by the use of Android development as an application. So okay. Thank you.